Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are exploring a culinary scene that absolutely redefines the concept of a quick bite. Comida de rua, otherwise known as Brazilian street food. You know, if you think street food is just some utilitarian snack to hold you over until dinner, well, prepare to be totally surprised. Because in Brazil, the sidewalk is literally the stage for complex, full-on, incredibly delicious meals.
Honestly, there are really only two words that perfectly describe the culinary accounts we're looking at today. Next, level. So let's begin this vibrant culinary tour right now and see exactly how these vendors elevate everyday ingredients into something entirely new.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The wild cachorro quente.
So, what exactly is a cachorro quente? Basically, it's the Brazilian interpretation of the classic hot dog. But conceptually, it operates on an entirely different plane. It's famously loaded with a wild variety of totally unexpected ingredients, taking a simple street food staple and turning it into a masterpiece of culinary maximalism. It takes something familiar and pushes the boundaries of flavor, turning a quick grab-and-go item into a dense, heavily layered dish that demands your absolute full attention.
The sheer scale of what goes into this meal is just staggering. It's like a giant puzzle. You start with a traditional hot dog base, sure, but from there, it becomes a literal architectural feat. You pile on the sweetness of corn, then peas, followed by a hefty scoop of mashed potatoes. Yes, you read that right, mashed potatoes. That hearty scoop is then finished off with a generous dusting of sharp Parmesan cheese, and to round the whole shebang out, raisins. Yep, raisins. It's this completely wild, unexpected mix of sweet, savory, soft, and crunchy textures piled sky-high onto a single bun. This isn't just throwing things together. It's a calculated explosion of flavors that somehow works perfectly in every single bite.
Moving right along to the next street card. Section 2. Burgers that mean business. Because when it comes to burgers, Brazil absolutely does not play around.
The combinations you'll find out there are virtually limitless, but it's the mastery of flavor contrast that really stands out. Imagine deeply savory, rich items. Think crispy onions, heavy, creamy sauces, and thick cuts of bacon. Now, to perfectly cut through all of that rich fat and salt, vendors add a surprising tropical touch. Pineapple. It's that masterful balancing act between heavy savory elements and bright, sweet tropical notes that makes these burgers so unforgettable. The acid and the sweetness of the pineapple just elevate the entire profile, turning what could be a super heavy meal into this really complex, nuanced experience.
Let's pick up the pace a bit here as we walk through the market. Section 3. Sweet and savory staples.
Because beyond those massive, loaded buns, the sheer abundance of quick bites on the street is incredible. On the savory side, the air is literally filled with the smoke of espetinhas, which are these perfectly grilled meat skewers, often sold right alongside warm, chewy, cheesy tapioca pancakes. And then, if you're leaning towards something sweet to combat the heat, vendors are right there with thick, refreshing, deeply purple açaí bowls or heavily stuffed, decadent crepes. Whatever craving you have, these carts have got you covered with a constant, accessible rotation of fresh, localized ingredients.
Section 4. A taste of culture. So the absolute crucial point here is that if you are visiting Brazil, you have got to come hungry and be ready to try everything.
As one of our sources beautifully puts it, street food is not just food here, it's part of our culture. This extravagance, the hot dogs loaded with mashed potatoes, the towering tropical burgers, the endless skewers, it isn't just basic sustenance. It is a deeply ingrained cultural pillar. The street cart acts as a communal gathering space. It makes these meals an everyday expression of joy, community, and of course, massive flavor. It bridges social divides, bringing people together right there on the sidewalk to share in a localized, sensory experience that truly defines the rhythm of the city.
Which brings us to the end of our culinary tour and leaves us with one critical, mouth-watering question. What would you try first? I mean, are you brave enough to dive straight into the wild cachorro quente with raisins and mashed potatoes? Would you conquer a bacon and pineapple burger, or maybe start slow with the grilled espetinhos? Think about your order and stay curious, because Brazilian street food is an amazing adventure just waiting for your very first bite.